Hello everybody, Ann from Super Stitch. Thank you for your suggestions. We've had a request to do a review of the Janome needle plates. So we'll be doing that today and showing you what all those lines on your needle plates are for. Also, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to click on the little bell so that you'll be notified when we do a new video. And don't forget, we've got our contest going on. So subscribe, comment on one of the videos, and click on the link below to enter your email address. I'm going to show the 3 needle plates that come with the M7. There's a total of 3 needle plates for Janome, depending on your machine. From the 9450, the M7, and the 15,000, we have 3 needle plates. All the 9mm machines from the S5 and up have the 2 needle plates, and some of the other ones at least still have the markings that we're going to be talking about. So I'm working on the M7 today, and we'll talk about these 3 needle plates. To remove the needle plate, I'm just going to touch the button here. To remove the needle plate, I'm just going to touch the button, and now that has come off. So these are our 3 Janome needle plates. This is the 9mm needle plate. You'll notice it has a large 9mm opening here to accommodate all the 9mm stitches, and it has all the markings that we'll talk about. The 9mm needle plate will allow you to sew any of the stitches, including embroidery, on one of the embroidery machines. So the 9mm plate can be used for everything. This is our single hole needle plate. This needle plate is included with the S5 and up. You've got 3 single holes that will allow all of your straight stitch applications and embroidery. You'll notice we have a left needle hole, and that will accommodate your left needle sewing plus your embroidery on the embroidery machine models. You have a center needle for doing your fine fabrics here. You also have a needle that will be in your right needle position specifically for doing your piecing. Your needle moves over to the 8.3 needle position. Notice that it is notched out so you can move your needle position over for doing scant needle or scant 1/4 inch piecing. Then we have our HP plate. The HP plate, this is our high performance plate. If you notice, it has 1 single hole. That is in the left needle position. When I put this plate on, it will automatically move the needle to the left needle position, and that is where you get the absolutely most perfect straight stitch you can get. This needle plate is included with the 9450, the M7, and the 15,000. So now we'll talk about the markings that are on the needle plates. These markings give you the distance from your center needle position. This marking is a 1/4 inch from center. This is 3/8 from center, and this is 5/8 from center. These markings also correspond to your vertical markings here. So you can see you've got, for example, this is a 5/8 inch marking, and here's your 5/8 inch seam here. The horizontal markings are your cornering markings. So if we wanted to start a 5/8 inch from the back, for example, this mark is 5/8 of an inch behind the needle. This horizontal line is 3/8 behind the needle. This 1/4 inch line is a 1/4 inch behind the needle. This marking is a 1/4 inch in front of the needle. This line is 3/8 of an inch in front of the needle. And this line is 5/8 of an inch in front of the needle. We'll do a cornering exercise to show how you can use those. The 9mm plate and the single hole plate has solid lines and dotted lines for your angled piecing. So we've got our 90-degree line here. We have 60-degree if you're using your center needle position. You're going to use the 60-degree solid line. The dotted line if you're using your 1/4 inch foot with the 1/4 inch setting. That's the 8.3 needle position. Then we have our 45-degree solid line for center needle position, and we have our dotted line for the 1/4 inch piecing position. You also have your 120 inch markings as well. So this is going to be for all of your angled piecing. If you are piecing with your HP plate, we still have the 1/4 inch, the 3/8, and the 5/8. We have our cornering markings again. we have our 5/8 behind the needle, 3/8 behind the needle, 1/4 inch behind the needle, 1/4 inch in front, 3/8 in front, 5/8 in front. The difference is that these are now from the left needle position, which is going to be in your HP plate with your HP foot. Notice we just have the solid lines because these lines are all going to be corresponding to your left needle position, which is where the needle will be when you put on your HP plate. So we'll just do a couple exercises to show you how you can use these markings. We'll start with the cornering markings. So if I need to sew 5/8 of an inch all the way around, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my cutter and I'm going to choose my automatic backstitch. I'm going to line up with my 5/8 inch marking here, and I'm going to start with my needle at the 5/8 inch mark behind the needle. This stitch is automatically going to start with a locking backstitch. When this gets to this mark right here, I'm simply going to touch my reverse key and it automatically does a back stitch. It'll stop needle down. So now when I pivot, I'm ready to do a 5/8 inch seam again. You have a perfectly reinforced corner 5/8 of an inch away. Another example for using the cornering markings if you are putting your binding on and you want to turn at a 1/4 inch in front, same thing, just line up your needle with your 1/4 inch marking before and stop a 1/4 inch from the edge, and then you know where to put on your binding. For your angled piecing, right now I have a pair with a 45-degree angle. I'm using my HP plate with my HP foot. This is going to give me a perfect scant 1/4 inch right here. This foot is just incredible for your piecing and your quilting. Be sure to only use the HP foot with the HP plate, or you can also use the awesome AccuFeed HP foot with the HP plate. If you are piecing with the straight stitch plate or with the 9mm plate, you're going to use your regular 1/4 inch O foot, and make sure you select 1/4 inch piecing with your machine. It's going to move the needle over to the right needle position at 8.3. Notice you also have 1/4 inch markings before and after the needle on the foot itself as well. On your very first pair, you'll want to line up from point to point and just draw a line. This is going to be where your ending point is. That will end you a 1/4 inch from the end. I've lined up my angle. I've lined up with the edge of the foot. It will automatically start a 1/4 inch in. I'm starting with a locking stitch. I'm going to sew until my needle gets to this mark, and I'm going to lock off on that mark. So that has automatically stopped a 1/4 inch from the end. So I've got a 1/4 inch, I've started a 1/4 inch from the beginning and I've ended a 1/4 inch from the end. So when I go to sew that pair to the next pair, my 1/4 inch is ready to go. It's really important when you're doing blocks like a star that this lays flat. So if you notice, each seam starts a 1/4 inch in from the end. You never sew through your seams here. So each pair, as one pair gets sewn to the next pair, you are starting a 1/4 inch in. You're always ending a 1/4 inch. So if those always start a 1/4 inch in from the end, sewing each pair and joining the pairs together, your star will lay perfectly flat. So if you have one of the machines with the sewing applications, and you're doing a lot of pairs, you'll want to go to your piecing and select 1/4 inch piecing with the locking stitch. So I'm now using my 1/4 inch O foot and my single hole needle plate. I'm going to line up the dotted 45-degree line here, and I'm lining up the edge of my fabric with the edge of my foot here. If I wanted a scant 1/4 inch, I could move my needle position over. Again, I'm going to start with a locking stitch. And I'm going to stop a 1/4 inch from the end. Again, I have my 1/4 inch started at the beginning and at a 1/4 inch at the end. Okay. If you've selected that piecing stitch in your sewing applications, it's now going to prompt you to ask if you want to do the same size again. So if you've got a stack of pairs, you simply press OK. And now we can sew the same thing again. Every seam will be exactly the same. So I simply take my next pair, I line up my angle, I line up my foot, and I simply step on the foot control. And I don't touch anything, it's just going to lock, seam, lock, stop. Every seam will be exactly the same. The memorized piecing is in the machines that have the sewing applications, which would be the S7, the S9, the 9450, and the M7. I hope that helps you to understand the Janome patented needle plate markings, and we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channels and be sure to click on the bell so that you'll receive a notification as we upload new videos. And one more reminder, we're having a contest to reach 10,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away a great sewing package with the Janome 5300 and a lot of my favorite notions. So be sure to subscribe, click on the bell to receive notifications of new videos, comment on any one of our videos, and click on the link below to enter your email address. Feel free to visit us at superstitch.com for more fun than you should have with a sewing machine.